You open the door. I'm not a killer. Do you have
You're
a
a
banister?
crazy old lady.
I need a cup of tea for this. In my little heart-shaped mug because nothing but peace, love, and light in this video. Got my ginger tea to calm my stomach because this story time is gonna give me heartburn. Hi guys, it's Adria. Welcome back to my channel, or if it is your first time here, hi, I'm Adria. I'm chaotic. I might be chaotic evil after this video. You guys are in for it. I think I am finally speechless. This neighbor story time could be the most insane of them all. If you have not seen the entire Crazy Neighbor saga, do yourself a favor and go back and watch all of the other ones first. I did post one about 2 months ago where she was threatening to call the cops on us.
Alright.
It was ugly. I actually tried filming this video earlier this week, but you know what? Something actually happened after that video, so the content keeps coming. I can't keep up with this crazy neighbor. Grab your tea. I will not get frown lines from this woman. I will not get frown lines from this woman. I will not get frown lines from this woman. Like, comment, subscribe. I do just want to give a quick Twitter shout out to Poetry by Dolly. She is so sweet. She sent me a bunch of sweet tweets. If you want a shout out in a video, just at me on stuff. Actually, you could probably just ask and I'll do it. Let me know, y'all, if you'd want me to do a video giving my bathroom a makeover and just making my bathroom cute. If not, I'll just do it in private. All right, grab the tea. Here we go. We have a few stories today. I did finally confront this woman. There was an incident the other day where her car got towed. There was a lot. Let's just back it up a little, go through all these stories. I hope you guys are ready because... Oh, I think this woman has made me neglect the respect your elders thing. To an extent, I agree. But if you are gonna go out of your way to, I don't want to curse because there's a Bible sitting next to me, but if you're gonna go out of your way to be a, then I am not gonna respect you. In my last video, I did mention that I wanted to set up flowers outside as sort of a barricade to my front door because this woman is on a walker. So I'm like, if I can set it up right, I feel like she won't be able to get in the door. When I pitched this idea to Brandon, he thought I was insane. I mean, Brandon thinks I'm insane anyway, but we love crazy girls. Crazy girls are it. I mean, are you even hot if you're not crazy? Like, for real. And yes, I looked up the dimensions of a walker on Google. And if you were wondering, it's about 2 feet. So if you ever catch yourself on a game show, there you go. I did this about 2 months ago. It was right after that last story time. I feel like this set her off. I don't know why. I feel like me doing that really set her off. Like, really set her off. One day, because I can hear her walker outside, it like kind of clanks. So I go and look, and she's coming toward my door, and I'm like, oh no. I go to my front door and I'm like peeking out the blinds. I see her stop abruptly right where the flower pots are, and I'm like, did this work? And I hear her mumbling to herself. I don't know what she's saying. And then she turns around. I see the walker just disappear. I'm like, babe, I did it. Babe, we did it! When I saw that walker stop right at the flowers, I was like, it doesn't sound funny, but I'm like, yes, here's my plan in action. Like, let's see if it works. And bestie, it did. And this must have just pissed her off because the rest of this story is nuts. If you thought her opening my mail was crazy, if you thought her threatening the cops was crazy, if you thought any of what you have seen on my channel before is crazy, buckle in. You are not even ready. So incident number 1. This might have been early June. So one day Brandon comes home for lunch, right? Then when he goes to leave again, I am with him. We go together. And I did not get this on film. This was so out of the blue. As we are leaving our apartment to go to Brandon's car, I hear her screaming out of her door at us, "I hope you're fat and happy." Did you just call us fat? Did you not see my last video, ma'am? Like, I've lost weight. Like, I'm not doing well. Like, the mental illness is strong with this one. Distasteful, but okay. She's like, "You fat pigs, you stink!" Yelling, "You fat pig!" Pardon? What did I call her? Betsey? Brandon's just like, damn, Betsey, like, okay, I gained weight. Like, so what? Don't fat shame me. Okay, I'm working on it. I just want you to imagine for 1 second calling someone you don't know out your window as they're walking by your house a fat pig. Lunacy. This next story, this is where I confront her, y'all. This is where I got my balls out of my purse. This is where y'all will be so proud of me. I have come a long way in the last 2 years. It had to have been from the pandemic. Like, lock Adria up in an apartment for an entire year and see what happens. This was a social experiment. And basically, I snapped. Where before I was like kind of timid with people. You come to my door and yell at me, I'm like, you know, and I'm crying on camera and I'm like, ugh. Nowadays, I'm like, let me pull up my hair. Like, are you trying to fight? That's where I'm at. I'm not gonna take crap from people now. If you're gonna come to my door, harass me, like, it's coming back at you. Just a little refresher here. So this woman has left so much junk mail for us in our mailbox, on our trash can, leaving like her phone number, leaving us notes. The amount of notes and mail she has left for us is unmatched. I am so over it. I don't want your junk mail. I don't want your coupons. I don't want it. I'm not even bringing it in my house. I'm just throwing it away. Just to let you know. This was shortly after that you fat pigs encounter, so the wound was still pretty fresh. And on this particular day, I was super anxious. I don't know what it was. I just woke up and it felt like I had drunk 5 cups of coffee. It felt like I was gonna bounce out of my skin. That's how anxious I was. It was so bad that nothing else was gonna make it worse. Brandon's coming home for lunch. I go to unlock the front door for him. And what do I see but a walker going up over my plant barricade. I didn't have time to ask Jesus for patience. I didn't have time to ask Jesus for patience, okay? I am not someone that acts on impulse at all. I am never one of those people to just spontaneously combust. I don't do that. You caught me in a bad moment, you caught me on a bad day, so you know what I did? For the first time in all of this chaos for the past 2 years, I opened that door. I was at my wit's end. I didn't want another piece of junk mail. I didn't want her going through my mailbox because you know what? I feel like she is taking my mail. Obviously, I can't prove that. I can't disprove it either. Do you ever just rummage in your neighbor's mailbox? I can count on one hand how many times I've been in other people's mailboxes. 0. You know what? If you're gonna do something you shouldn't be doing and you know you shouldn't be doing it, I'm gonna embarrass you because there is no worse feeling in the world than when you get caught with your hand in the cookie jar. This set me off because it's like, I put that plant barricade there. This was my do not pass. And so we get this. Like, what are you doing in my mailbox? Like, for real. What are you doing?
Trying to deliver something to you.
What is it?
You open the door. I'm not a killer.
Bestie, I'm standing behind my door for your sake, but go off. I love that she said I'm not a killer. Like, sounds like something a killer would say, right? That's not, you can just take that. I don't want that.
You don't even know what it is.
It's a, oh, you're right. I don't know what it is. What is it? Yeah, I might want that. It's a brochure for a restaurant. I don't want it.
It has a few other things in it.
I knew exactly what it was. You're holding it up. It's clearly coupons for a restaurant that I have no intention of eating at. What do you think I would be like? Oh, thank you. Thank you for the coupon. Like, no. When you have harassed me repeatedly, there isn't a nice thing for you to do. The nice thing for you to do would be to just leave me alone. Oh, then I got her walking away. I don't even remember this. Yeah, up over my flowers, good job. She's like mumbling to herself. About her going around my pots. Do you ever like, you're trying to do something and you're in the midst of it and you're like, wait, this isn't working. Something isn't right here. This isn't working, maybe I should stop. It's like if you get like a super old pair of pants and you're pulling them up and you're like halfway up your thighs and you just feel that squeeze. Maybe I should stop here. Sometimes I just get those little signs. This is really hard. This is putting up a lot of resistance. Maybe I'm not meant to be doing this, right? There was no moment in her mind of like, wow, I really can't fit on this porch because of all of these flowers. Maybe they don't want me here. Like, where? Stay away from my door. Guess what we got now, bestie? We got a security camera. Brandon and I are hooking it up this weekend. I'm so excited. So maybe we'll get some footage of our dear friend Smile, you're on camera. I should literally get a doormat that says Smile, you're on camera. And look, I know I sound really ugly in this video. I know I do. But she brings out the side of me that I am not proud of. It's just so annoying. I felt kind of bad about that after the fact. Maybe I was like, maybe I shouldn't have done that. I didn't say anything like explicitly mean. I was just being brash. You know, I was just like, I was bold and brash. So I told my Nana about this and I'm like, Brandon and I are kind of debating, like, do we be rude to her? Do we just give the rudeness back to her? Or do we kill her with kindness? I'm kind of sitting on the fence here. I don't know. So let's turn to the good book, shall we? And Nana gave me this verse, Romans 12:20. Therefore, me as a pastor, therefore, y'all come to my church. Therefore, if thine enemy hunger, feed him. If he thirst, give him drink. For in so doing, thou shalt heap coals of fire on his head. Oh, and the verse after that, be not overcome of evil, but overcome evil with good. This is my sermon right now. There is no amount of rudeness that I could ever meet her with that would do anything. If somebody is really pushing your buttons, just kill them with kindness. Don't receive it. Be the queen that you are. Don't let her give you frown lines, girl. Like, it's not worth it, right? That was what I needed. Romans 12:20, bestie. I live by that now, or so I thought. Before Brandon and I even had the chance to mutually agree that we were gonna heap coals on her head with kindness, something else happened. Our trash schedule was messed up. Because of Memorial Day, whatever, our trash was messed up. Brandon goes out to grab the trash can. He's walking and she's like, have a nice dinner! He turns around. I am just getting my trash can. Goes and gets the can, comes back. She's like, oh, that's your can? He's like, yeah. Does it bother you that we have trash? What are you, a hippie? I was in there waiting and then I hear him talking to her. I hear her going off and I'm like, I just grabbed my phone, I turned my camera on, I am like running out the door, and I was thinking, I'm like, Romans 12:20, Brandon, but I didn't get to tell him yet. Oh my gosh, this doesn't sound like the hot coals on her head. This sounds like he's literally just being mean back. Brandon snapped. Then we have this video. Oh, so she starts asking him if we have a banister. A what? Like in this century we call it a railing, but okay, as in what we're about to verbally be doing to you. But like a banister, why are you asking that? And second of all, I thought that was really weird because we actually don't. Well, it's kind of dangerous, but why are you asking that? She's meeting him with aggression, so this is why he kind of snaps.
You have a banister. Do you know what a banister is?
Condescending.
You really need to just leave us alone.
I'm gonna call it if you give me one more slap. Do you have a banister?
You're a crazy old lady.
So she's threatening to call the landlord, and then Brandon's just mocking her. I couldn't believe when I saw him doing that. He's just like, he was so done.
Leave us alone.
All right, back.
What do you
No, I will call the cops if you say one more word.
You're crazy.
You're gonna be sent away.
All right, watch out for the ghosts, all right?
You watch out for yours.
Oh no.
You can still hear her.
I'm paying for your dinner.
Okay, that right there was our favorite line. I'm paying for your dinner? Bestie, you got the wrong PayPal then because I have not received a dime from you. Send me a check, you know where my mailbox is. What? I'm paying for your dinner? Like, oh, how nice of you. Alright, so we'll fast forward. I go in, put my shoes on, and at this point I'm like shaking. I remember I couldn't even like put my shoes on because my hands were shaking because I was in shock. So then we go back out, lock our door. Listen to this.
All right, you have a good day.
What'd she say there? I'm gonna write it on paper. Okay, woo, I'm so scared.
Have a good day.
I'm calling this. I'm gonna write her a letter and go on the top. Just
For what? For what?
Obviously I didn't want to know what for. Obviously there's no reason, so I want to hear what she says. Like, why?
Come on.
because he just called me a crazy old lady. Shit.
I'm gonna call the cops because he just called me a crazy old lady, you sh**. This is how that phone call with the cops would have went. Hi, bestie, you reached the police. What's your emergency? My neighbor just called me a crazy old lady. Ma'am, can you hold? I love at the end when Brandon's just laughing and she's like, oh, you think it's funny. Like, girl, of course we think it is funny. Who would not think that this is comedy? I can't believe this app is free. I can't believe I get this quality content for free. And I can't believe she has supplied hours of watch time onto my channel. Like, thank you so much. So then we went to my mom's house and I was having an anxiety attack. I was trying to calm down, but like my hands were just jazz hands. I could not settle down. I told my mom about it. She was just baffled and she was like, you need to text your landlord right now. And my mom has been like on my butt about each one of these incidences to text the landlord. So I actually did. All right, so the first incident, I said we were walking out of our apartment today and Betsey screamed at us, calling us disgusting fat pigs, just keeping record of this harassment, not sure what can be done, but it's been rough with her lately. And she said, I'm sorry for this. Yes, keep a record. Get this. I don't even know if she's allowed to legally do this, but she said, I will be raising rent a bit for all of my tenants soon. I will talk to the landlord's husband about raising her rent substantially. Maybe she'll move. I think she's bluffing. I don't think she would do that. She could have just been saying that to make me feel better, to just like shut me up. Understandable, I guess. Okay, so this recent one, Brandon telling her to watch out for the ghosts. Watch out for the ghosts. That brings me to the next story. But I said, got harassed again today. She threatened us with the cops, says she's paying for our dinner. Can't take much more of this, honestly. Me hinting at, like, we're gonna leave. Sorry to hear that. I had a talk with Betsey and calmed her down and told her to not ever speak to you guys again since there's tension. Just remember that, never speak to us again, okay? She promised me she would mind her own business and keep to herself. Let me know from this point on if she does anything at all. This was a few weeks ago now. There were a few little things after this. Like, the day after this, Brandon and I both were awakened at 5 a.m. to banging on our floor, which is her ceiling. A couple days later, she yelled at Brandon out her window, there he goes. Like, there's just been other little things like this. And then one day we were leaving, we hear her on the phone, or I'm starting to think she's not even on the phone when I hear her yelling, but she's like, I don't know where she is and I don't give a crap where she is. I'm like, who? So then the other night, I had a dream. This just shows how this lives in my subconscious. Girl, I'm not doing well, so like, please leave me alone. I had a dream. She comes to the door and she brings this other old, decrepit woman with her. Except this woman can walk. This woman comes in my apartment, comes up my stairs, and I'm like, I didn't let you in here. They're talking about our lack of banister. Brandon and I are cornering her to go back down the stairs, right? I'm walking down, making sure she doesn't come back up. So then I nudge her with my knee, and then she falls so dramatically backward down the stairs. You pushed me in. I was literally dialing the police when I woke up. If you have watched up to this point, put the word banister in your comment somehow. It doesn't have to make sense. Just throw it in there, because that is now my least favorite word. As you can see, it haunts my sleep. No, I don't have a banister, and no, I don't want a banister. I will never look at a banister the same way again. So then the other day, I was in my room. I was actually vlogging. Go to my vlog channel. It's DontBeASadPanda 2. And I hear something outside. And normally people will walk their dogs back there. So I just go to look, not even thinking it's her, but it's her. And she is in her pajamas, right? Her hair was a mess and she's talking to nobody. I won't judge you if you talk to yourself. I talk to myself when I'm home alone. If I am gonna film a video later that day, I'll kind of like rehearse what I want to say, where I want it to go. So I kind of just get like mental notes in my head. Have I ever gone outside in my pajamas and talked at nothing? No. And I was like, this is the saddest thing I've ever seen. Please let there be somebody standing there. I'm looking around, I'm looking at porches, and there was nobody. I did record it just because like I was like, what the heck? I wanted to show Brandon. You could hear her say one afternoon. She said one afternoon. Like she's telling a story. I'm like, oh my gosh, This is sad. So then this leads me to the last incident that just happened the other day, and honestly, I kind of want to know, what would you do? Brandon got this notice on his car that we had to register his car online or else it was going to be towed. I did register his car online, it was fine. Brandon noticed she had one on her car as well. And he says to me, maybe we should tell her. And I was kind of back and forth, like, yeah, like maybe you should, and I was so 50-50. I did not know what to do. I saw my Nana later that day and I asked her, I told her about it, and she was saying like, yeah, you should tell her. And then she was like, actually maybe you shouldn't talk to her. The landlords told her to not talk to you, so maybe you should just call the number on the paper and just tell them like, hey, she's probably not gonna see it. Cause like she never goes out. So I'm like, she is not going to see that. But then 5 seconds later, my Nana was like, you know what, just forget it. Mind your own business. She's not your responsibility. It's fine, like don't do it. But not a moral dilemma. The hot coals thing, Romans 12:20. I know morally what the right thing to do is, but the only thing that held me back here was like, the landlords told her to leave us alone. And I don't want this to seem like an invitation back to harass us. Like, oh look, we came to your door so you can come back to ours. I know that sounds nuts, and normal people wouldn't really look at it that way. This is an abnormal scenario. Later, Brandon was coming home from work, we're on the phone. Brandon has a heart of gold. He's like, I have to be Superman, honey. Like, I have to, like, just let me do this. And I'm like, honey, she harassed us. She called us fat pigs. She screamed at us. She has threatened the cops with us. She has called us liars. The harassment has not stopped. I literally just want her to leave us alone. I want it to go both ways. I don't want to talk to her. I don't want her to talk to us. And that is the only reason why. And so Brandon was like, okay, fine. So Brandon comes home. Once he's home, I started thinking about it. I'm like, ugh. I started thinking of the Romans 12:20, and it started, I'm like, you know what? I'm like, maybe we should tell her. And he was like, nope, it's too late. He's like, I'm about to take a shower. If you want to do it, like, you do it. Like, I'm not gonna do it now. I was showered and in my pajamas. I was like, I'm not gonna go. But I felt so bad. Like in the midst of it, I'm like, what would Jesus do, Brandon? We all know what Jesus would do, Brandon. Brandon was like, yeah, Jesus would call the tow truck himself. I was paranoid. I was looking out the entire night, like scared. I wasn't like, oh yeah, her car's gonna get towed, you know? I was like, I really hope they don't tow it. I even saw one of our other neighbors talking to the parking lot attendant, so I'm like, oh, maybe he's saying something about it because they were like by our cars. So then the next day I get up and her car is gone. At first I was like, oh, you know, maybe she's just out. But then when I was leaving home, her front door was open and she was in there. Oh no. I went out for a while and then I came back a few hours later. It was still gone. Eventually she did get home in it. At least I feel bad about it. I'm not sitting here like, yeah, I got her car towed. I feel bad that it even has to be this way. I didn't want the confrontation. I just want to be left alone. Like, it's literally that simple. I mean, the lesson here is that Brandon is a much better person than I am. If he wants to be a good person, I'm gonna let him.
Oh, I feel like a big jerk.
That Squidward thing. I hope you guys enjoyed this very long-winded story time today. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. I post new videos once a week. And follow all my social medias and spam me for your chance at getting a shout out in my next video. Comment question of the day, what would you have done in my scenario? Would you have told her? Would you have been like, you know what, not my problem? God knows if I could rewind the clock, I probably would have just let Brandon say something to her. I thought I was gonna be all like, oh, karma, but I wasn't. I will see you guys again real soon. Until then, panda hugs, love you guys, goodbye. Girls don't like boys, girls like cars and money. Boys will laugh at girls when they're not funny. No.